Bakshi. What? We need someone to really front, and the Bakshi is great, right? Because the
Yeah.
jungler is the only role available. Maybe Akai would have been better, but they banned it out. But
Here
so
it's
there's
like,
the Bakshi.
hold my raid.
Yeah.
Yeah, completely a different flavor for RSG, but this is a sustain for RSG's lineup. Let's see on our predictions. It's just me
It's a 50-50.
Yep, for
I understand.
for ONIC.
Cupid by 50-50.
Yeah.
Hey, there you go.
I love how this match is gonna go with this on this day, because in the play-ins, one can say goodbye in the first day. Smart Omega was the first one, and who knows what could happen in this game. It was a straight 3-0, and the panel and the cast mentioned it could be a straight 4 to 5 games.
Yeah, for sure. I love what they said. Free
Oh,
two,
man.
free two, guys. You guys ready? We don't want to go home early today.
We
We're in
don't.
SMX.
Yeah,
We are in the playoffs.
I'm down for
Let's
it.
go ahead and go 5 games here in series number 2.
This is gonna be a rumble, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, especially with the build-up here for both ONIC and RSG, we're starting to take note of Ryota holding on to that joy. So it is confirmed that it will go into the XP lane. Two magic worship emblems here are unlocked, but the pressure is gonna be given to the bot side for Ryota to not move as much, as Light is taking a lot of damage.
Yeah, speaking of movement here, early take on 2 purple and orange for Irad, while they had to hold the mid lane. Sensui, on the other hand, though, trying to poke in and force out something out of Irad, but meanwhile, mid lane, Super Fins and Exort on the pokes.
Yeah, definitely this is something to watch out for. Sensui on the Lancelot is relatively different from what we normally see from Sensui. You know, right now, Kekido obviously gonna go for the engage. Only level 2. He has to be extra careful here because right now Exort seems to be very proactive in making sure that no invades will happen here, at least for the first few minutes.
That frame before we went to the bot side was very surprising because we knew that the backshot together with that shield unity could go easily from one place in the map from another. But this is why the Lancelot is picked up so many times all throughout the season. Level 4 immediately, no need to use for any extra, mechanics or kind of, flashy plays for him to be able to secure at least 1 or 2 objectives. Sensui already level 4, Irad finally catching up as the turtle is about to spawn here. There's still a lot of members open, but Sensui is feeling the pressure.
All right, no major gaps here in terms of experience, but right now Sensui is being zoned out. Diving by Ryota, tries to slow down Irad, but Turtle will go over the RSG.
Oh, look at that, a pull.
Oh, they're not done. Ryota will be saved here a little bit by the Cult Altar, but will be finished off by Exor, showing up right now with first blood.
We were talking about the real manipulation would affect the setup of ONIC Philippines and taking in objectives. ONIC struggled to find an angle to take the back lines of RSG.
This is what we're talking about, right? Ryota, we haven't seen him use heroes or squishy heroes such as the Joy, and it doesn't really, reflect to his playstyle because we usually see him go with the Terizla, go with very tanky heroes such as the Yuzongs and the others, but this time it's going to be a challenge for him on how he could maneuver, on how he would try to position himself with such a very squishy hero that deals, again, a lot of damage, because even with a Vengeance, he definitely had a hard time into trying to soak every single damage dealing coming from the side of RSG, which is why they not only got the turtle, but they also got the, the extra first blood gold in the process. Eman already securing the corrosion site, an extra basic attack boost for that carry. It's going to be very crucial for RSG, which is why now they're going to be going into the position to go into top and try to give pressure to the Claude.
No wonder Light and the people of RSG are focusing. Oh, that thought.
That was a lot of movement being forced by RSG, a lot of ultimates also being used with just slight adjustments here from ONIC, and so far they are playing it very, very safe.
Yeah, speaking of playing very safe, Kekidut, on the other hand, is slowing down information being seen by Light, and mostly he holds the upper or the gold lane most of the time. This is how they control the river. You know also how RSG wanted to secure the borders of as of this time?
Yeah.
It's always about how they wanted to cross the bridge. If ONIC wants to have a way of getting into Eman on the other side.
And Kekirut is also the kind of player that really relies on utility. So with him holding this Franco, this is going to be a very different approach for ONIC Philippines, which is why now they're trying to position themselves in this turtle.
Oh, look at that.
Yep, Turtle will definitely be a big contention since Sui still gets it right under the hands of a scary Arlot. Right now, they will be punished. The flicker in! The flicker out, rather, will fail as Kekidut will fall. Probably going to be worth a Turtle. Again, RSG, or rather ONIC, they actually just want to prolong this game. They don't really want to go and fight, right?
Yeah.
So this is actually fine for ONIC, if you think about it.
No chase, no counter set. RSG's leading by almost 700 gold. And what's going through the mindset of ONIC right there? Let the light guide you.
Let the light guide.
Oh man, that was a very good quote there. But going back, not going to the light, we saw ONIC Philippines, especially Sensui, go into the orange buff right away. Right after the turtle take, right after Kekidut was brought down by the Divine Judgment. So this is the kind of the next play, or next play. What is going to be the next position here for the side of ONIC Philippines to go against RSG? Because they can't go for the extended team fights just yet because they don't have the necessary damage to go through it. So now they try to, use the cult altars to just make sure that everybody else would stay alive while the others roam around the map, try to get as much objectives as they can so ONIC could still maintain a fighting distance, because as we take a look at it, there's already 2 turtles secured by 1 team each, and 570 is just the goal.
Actually, that's interesting because watch this, right? The top side of the map for ONIC, they want to play it slow, while the 2 assassins are on the bottom side. That was so funny to watch right now. And it looks like Ryota, again, we're not used to seeing Ryota go down like this. He's usually very tanky, but now getting killed immediately by Nats.
On the other side, ONIC was up top, and you guys both mentioned that ONIC Philippines, the Yellow Hedgehogs, is waiting for the right window to strike because the items, even the damage is not enough to even suffice RSG right now. So those missed positions needs to be, well, refrained from happening all the time.
They just need to buy so much time for Nets.
Yeah, but RSG right now, on the other hand, Eman has his golden staff, Sona.
And this is where things are going to be a little different because the bottom lane turret has now been taken control by the Raiders. And with that, there is no way that ONIC Philippines could potentially contest that one. That's an easy take for Irad. And this is where the mobility and the rotations will finally come into play for ONIC. It's very easy for them to go into one place to another. And there's going to be a secure lockup here through light with the Divine Judgment as well. So that is a consistent thing that ONIC Philippines needs to worry about as, it's slowly falling into their grasp because RSG has developed a respectable amount of gold lead.
Yeah, talking about how do you reinforce Light and the members of RSG right now, Nats, even Ira, they're all over the place. And this is what you don't want if you're ONIC Philippines. How would you get targets? How would you reach those kinds of potentials and getting those items in?
And mind you, they have 4 flickers, so they can play aggressive however and whenever they want.
And they're holding on to that for the longest time right now, which means they are waiting to go for that one big play. When will it be? It's all up to Light. Light is the point man here. Whoever gets Divine Judgmented here is probably going to go down.
This is a face-off.
This is a whole face-off. Who's going to pull the trigger first?
A showdown you guys are going for. Because right now, if the Kufa or Kekka...
Oh, there it is.
He only has rated R with the pull!
There's the pull that we were talking about. Look at that Eman, just so scary with that carry right now. But of course, we'll buy some time with the Cult Altar, but the time has run out. Now the RSG will get that kill. Even with the Cult Altar, they were able to take down Kekidon.
That is one of the worries with this ONIC Philippines lineup because they don't have, again, the damage just yet to go with the composition brought about by RSG. You have Irad, the answer to the squishy lineup. We haven't even seen Eman Exhort or Eman and Exhort taking a lot of damage because it's always the rest of the 3 members soaking it up for them and making sure that those 2 main damage dealers from the Raiders are going to be safe. As now, they're continuing to maintain their lead, and ONIC Philippines, fortunately for them, they're still managing to get their objectives. But RSG, the Lord, is specifically on their side.
I just want to commend how the lane control is working. Even the river control of RSG, it's flowing. Flowing like a strong river that you can't even walk through it. There's no towers taken from the side of RSG.
Yeah, you must be swift as a coursing river, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. With all the force of a great typhoon, but the typhoon's not playing today, so maybe tomorrow.
Yeah. I mean, H2O's here, so
H2O's
technically
here.
the water, the flow.
The coursing river, he's still here. At the back. Somewhere.
Yeah. he's the one. They have an irrigation on how they want to have their
Bro has
way.
a whole water tank.
Yeah, a water tank, a whole water source.
Yep.
Irrigation with Irad.
Wow.
That's why he's here.
Irrigation.
Irrigation, man.
Beautiful.
And how we look at Erad right now, even in a 003,
He's doing his job, I
Yeah.
have to say, right?
it's a different era that we're seeing. And most of
Oh, wait.
Light forced the flicker out
Wow.
just to not die there. But of course, the punchback is very, very strong from RSG.
Look at him
Eman just dashing in, rather, against Sensui. They're playing it so smooth here. You saw that? We saw what they did right
Oh,
after
man.
Eman dodged Sensui. He was like, "I'll go for the tower. I'll
Yeah.
just chill."
Yeah.
I won't
What
even
is happening
mind
here?
someone taking damage from me.
Yeah, they forced out a flicker, but the turret was so important for RSG to just push forward. Look at that, another one down bottom, and they're closing more of the turrets down of ONIC Philippines.
They're just, brute forcing their way into the base.
Styling and profiling.
Especially with the build-up of the items here, because we're starting to take note of the Blade Armor and the Radiant Armor, both of the two items that is keeping Irad. Also, unlocking that Dominance Ice as part of his arsenal is something that, ONIC needs to penetrate through before they could get to the main damage leader, which is, again, is going to be a very difficult time for them because we're starting to take note at the Lancelot, starting to build up those offensive items first, but Sensui is in a little bit of a pickle.
Well, RSG starting to build that lead. They're starting to also be very, very fickle. ONIC right now just trying to fight with as much firepower as they can.
Ow.
But Nets just does not have enough in the barrel as of yet. He doesn't have the shotgun charged up yet. He can't punch through the armor of RSG.
Nets and Kekedu down. RSG not wasting a second to take down the vital members of a comeback for ONIC Philippines for mid-game. It's just 11 minutes and 30 seconds, and they're at the base.
They need to build up something here that could, lower those defenses down. Maybe a halberd going here to Nets if it would be essential, or maybe a Demon Hunter sword just to make sure that the attack speed would really come in handy, because ONIC Philippines, they can't really get through the major wall that is the RSG wall. And so far, it has been RSG's game that has been very smooth, and not to mention, Irad and also the other members could definitely go ahead and try to figure out how they could approach once ONIC Philippines tends to make their move. They wait for the right timing, and once they get the vision that one of the members are out of their position, that's the perfect time for the Raiders to strike and finish the team fight once and for all.
I mean, you gotta commend ONIC. At least they're trying, right? They know they're behind, but they're still trying to make some plays here and not being very passive.
Yeah, they can't keep doing that. Like, if you're worried about time, right now, Kekedu's jump is so vital that he needs to catch one perfect set. There's no one here in ONIC Philippines as of this time to hold the damage. Look at that, a face off. Nats and Sensui, and RSG still gains control of the river and this Lord.
That's a show of force right there for RSG. Look at Nats. He's just so confident in front.
Nats can even play man-to-man defense
Melted
against
so
Sensui.
quickly.
Oh no! Boy. Sensui again, he is in trouble right now, being dove in by 4 members, being at 5 members of RSG, and Exhort's on the side. He's trying to box everyone in, and there is a counter punch once more for RSG.
Trade of one. Sensui was the casualty. Can they still make it?
Bro, we saw Ryota try it from the back line. He did his best to unleash those sounds, unleash the noise from behind. But again, it wasn't enough because all he saw from the backside was none other than Nats. Once Nats unleashed the final slash onto the front lines, he immediately went to the backside because he knew that Ryota was about to make a play there. And Atoy Army so far is being penetrated by RSG's offense.
He needs to have a good amount of defense here if he is waiting to outlast or outmaneuver Nats on those fatal final slash. He needs to make a good angle or even a good sustainability to have a comeback set, because right now Kekedu is having a bad time in having a perfect angle.
Look at Ira, just no fear going in. Full trust on his teammates to make the push happen. That's exactly what's happening right now. Eman as well. He misses! He misses on the Eman, and then he will go down. Immortality popped as well. Super Friends falling right behind him. Ah, my goodness. RSG is almost 10k on the goal lead right now, OSX.
Not looking good for the Yellow Hedgehogs right now. A lead of 10k, and they're knocking into base. All 5, look at that. Nats going in, targeting Super Friends. Ammon on the other hand is going out of
Nice
distance.
catch. All right, going insane right now. Nets is still alive, so there's still some damage coming in from ONIC right now. But again, will be slowed down with another kill. Oh, there it is. There you go.
Here he
Nets is
is.
still fighting back here a little bit by bit.
RSG.
Low HP members for RSG
Oh,
are
no.
still going in. Ammon takes out Super Prince though. No more Cold Altar available for ONIC. And that might be it. RSG just trying to clean it up as much as they can. And they clean it up. Ammon with a maniac. Close out that game. 10k goal lead up. It's RSG's game number 1.
Taking the first point in this series. RSG manages to even secure most of the possibility of the comeback of ONIC.
What a dominant game. Starting things off with securing every single objective and then ended it with a